Hey guys, we're coming to you with QBL in the OR, in the C-section. First off, starting 6:20, all high-risk patients and hemorrhage patients are going to get weighed 4 hours on the mother baby. You guys are going to get a scale like this over there. If you need something different or better or a change in process, let us know. This is also a trial, so we don't really know how it'll work out, besides it's something that we definitely need to implement. So that's going to be implemented also in the recovery period on every single patient. C-section and vaginal delivery, starting 6:20, we are going to be weighing QBL on everybody. So starting middle of July, we're going to go live with C-sections in the OR. 1st of January, I'm going to get Dr. Miller to start implementing. So if you have a C-section with Dr. Miller, be expected starting July 1, or even earlier if she decides to start implementing it here. And it's just to kind of work out the kinks and get the processes in place. I'm going to see if I can get another physician to join us with that process, but we'll see how that goes. All right, so QBL in the OR. So same process as we do in vaginal deliveries. You have your pre-placenta, which is essentially your amniotic fluid, and there'll probably be a little bit of blood, but not a ton. And then you'll have the post-delivery count too. So the way it's going to work is doctor's going to deliver their baby. They're going to cut and clamp the cord. We need to suction all the amniotic fluid out of this guy as much as possible. And then we're going to walk over to the canister. We're going to have clear communication with physicians and with surgical techs that it's been completed, that the amniotic fluid's been collected. We need to look in the canister. So you'll go right over here.
There's now going to be a marker right here that's going to stick to the side of the machine. It is going to be your responsibility after the baby is born to note where the amniotic fluid sits. So if it's at 500, you mark 500 and then be done with it and come back over and do what you need to do. Then, say they're finishing up the surgery, they're going to suck up the rest of the blood that's already in the drape, and then you're going to come over here also again and note that number. You need to save that number. Also, if for any reason your fluid, you have to keep track of your fluids. So almost every patient, or not almost every patient gets 1,000 milliliters of saline when they do it. Techs, you need to make sure that you are dumping all of your saline into the bag and it gets sucked up. That way it's accounted for. Because if we don't, there's no way to guesstimate how much fluid you used unless you legitimately weighed and did everything that way.
Also, please know there's 2 different sizes of salines. There's 1,000 and a 1,500. So know what you're pulling so you can deduct that on your QDL tool on RedCap. So we're still going to use the same tool we have been using on RedCap. Same process for that. So let's say the case is done. We've suctioned up everything here. So we had a 500 pre-placenta and now we're at 800 total. We're going to take everything that's bloody and put it on a scale. We have a newborn scale. It's going to be right outside the OR. This needs to stay in this area. If you guys want to take it at night to go weigh babies on mother baby, please return it as soon as you're done. So you're going to start putting everything on here, including your laps and your lap bag. So this is going to get pulled away. Your patient will also, everything we express from the patient gets counted. Everything underneath the patient gets counted. If it has blood on it, we count it. So we would take this and total it. Let's just say we expressed and that's what it was. We total that. We grab
our large lap sponges. You'll pull this whole entire thing off.
And we're just going to weigh the whole thing. So that's how we're going to do that process. So we're going to, I didn't turn the scale on. That was bad on me. Here we go. Okay, so we're at 6:44. So we're going to go over to the computer and enter in all our data and see what happens. So make sure you put in our site because every site has different things. We're not going to put all this extra stuff in. Besides, we're doing a C-section. Everything that was weighed was 644. We had 1 Chuck's pad.
I wouldn't do that, Chuck's, because it was 0 on the scale.
No, there's
for the 1. Excuse me.
1 Chuck's pad, and then we have 1 count bag, We have 5 large laps.
2 blue towels.
You see it?
Yeah, right under that one right there. So number of blue towels. You're
Here.
right on it.
There you go. 2 blue towels. And that's it for that. Under the buttocks, the pre-placenta we said was 500. The post-placenta was 300. And
Oh no, you did it under buttock. You gotta do it under canister.
oops, I see. I did the wrong one. I'm trying to go fast, so you guys can do this quickly. 500, 800. And then amount of saline remaining, we're asking that you all
Dump it
dump it all into
the
the
canister.
canister.
Simply because it's easier to track how much fluid you actually use. Because if you didn't, there would be no way to know what went in the canister, and it's just easier to do it one standard way.